Hello, Twin Flames, and welcome to God Conscious Twin Flames 1111. My name is Pamela, and I want to welcome you back to my channel. I am listening to Awakening Spiritual Strength, Stimulate, Synchronize Your Energy, Delta Binaural Beats by Good Vibes. And I just completed the Divine Masculine Weekend Energy Update, and I'm going to do the Divine Feminine Weekly Energy Update. So I'm so grateful for the divine guidance to be able to do these readings. In that reading, I read from the Jesus Calling Sarah Young, so I will do it again in case you don't watch both videos. For August 25th, this reading is your weekend energy update, divinely guided and channeled by your angels. So for today, I am the eternal I am. I always have been and I always will be. In my presence, you experience love and light, peace and joy. I am intimately involved in all your moments, and I am training you to be aware of me at all times. Your assignment is to collaborate with me in this training process. I have taken up residence within you. I am central in your innermost being. Your mind goes off in tangents from its holy center, time after time. Do not be alarmed by your inability to remain focused on me. Simply bring your thoughts gently back to me each time they wander. The quickest way to redirect your mind to me is to whisper my name. So how beautiful is that? Just love divine guidance. And I love being a member of this channel and a member of the Divine Twin Flame community. We're going to read from 1 Corinthians. It's easier to find the first time around. There it is. 1 Corinthians 3, chapter 3, verse 16. Do you not know that you are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? So these spiritual truths are critical to our ascension process. And I am grateful to be able to have exercised these tools and walk the talk. In the Divine Masculine reading, one of the cards he got was that he's beginning to walk the talk. So he might have talked about spiritual things in the past, but was unable to walk it out. So he might have been out of integrity on some of this process, but that comes with wisdom, and wisdom comes from experience. And one of the in that card it talked about esoteric knowledge, metaphysical knowledge, learning the Bible and learning the truths and learning metaphysical principles, and then having to walk it out. And so what we do is we may talk about it, maybe even from a place of self-righteousness, and then we may alienate people. I know I have on my journey alienated people along the way. And then one day, when you realize you're alienating people, you start to walk the talk, and it doesn't matter to you whether somebody else is living the principles. It doesn't matter to you if your divine partner, and a lot of us have focused it on the divine partner, but they weren't living the principles. So I want to encourage you to just kind of just keep praying it through and focusing on it's already done, and it is done, and it is done. So so I'm going to get into your reading. So God, angel, all the angels, archangels, guides, for those that are watching this video, I ask that you use me as a clear channel to relay the messages that you would have for the Divine Collective to know for this weekend, any blocks and obstacles that they need to overcome. Your advice, your suggestions, your loving guidance is so appreciated. You're with us, and always when we focus on you, things work out in a much more peaceful way, and we thank you for how you show up in our daily lives. And so it is. Wow. Just feel so excited. I'm going into a full moon energy. For me, it feels very, very childlike and very innocent. A lot of fun, and I'm going in with the excitement of newness. So we're asking for the reading for this weekend for the Divine Feminine counterparts. Oh, there it is. So, Queen of Cups. So you're ready to offer emotional stability and happiness to those in your world around you. Look at the beautiful dolphins. I saw dolphins yesterday, guys. I was out on an entire day out and about, and started my day at the ocean, and just had a really good time on a floaty in the ocean, just like the world was my oyster, watching the fish, and because the water is so clear, you can see the fish right underneath you. And then last night, for sunset, essentially, we got to see dolphins. They are so amazing. So I love that this came up. And then the Ace of Swords. Wow. So there's a lot of cool stuff happening. So the Queen of Cups energy is your overall energy for this weekend. Just stability in emotional terms, really. Feeling great. That's kind of why I guess I'm feeling so wonderful. Wow, you guys, I'm so excited. And then under that you have the Ace of Swords. New opportunities, new thoughts, new ways of looking at things. And Empress, that's what I was trying to think of before. Empress. Nurturing. Nurture yourself. Nurture yourself. You got, oh boy, you got swift moving energy in your work. Palace of Swords. You got the Page of Coins as you. And the Magician. So the Divine Masculine reading had 4 major Arcana cards. He also, the Divine Masculine reading, so I see the synergies here. So you're embodying the learning of the material realm, and as a page, this is your energy. So maybe some of you started a new job that you really focused on work. I had that energy yesterday when I did the daily card. So that looks like the energy for the weekend. Some of you are learning, some of you went back to school or are going back to school to help enhance your careers. Some of you are in the moving jobs, changing jobs. Could be the Divine Masculine moving toward you energetically as well. Could be the Divine moving toward you because you've been so obedient. And in here, you're still, some of you are stuck in fear. So let's work through that energy over this weekend and get you out of that bubble of fear into the reality that you have nothing to fear with God as your main protector and guardian. You can do this. So because you have this, your unexpected is, you're going to see your mind as your friend. So sometimes your thoughts feel like it's the enemy, but you're going to learn how to master that in the Palace of Swords. That's going to be unexpected for you to be like, wow, that used to bother me, and that's not bothering me this time. That's not bothering me nearly as much as it used to. Because you are the Magician. You're a major manifester. You're going to manifest this divine relationship. You have the infinity symbol in here. You have the cups energy in here. So this is manifesting your work life, your love life, your abundance, your relationship with the divine. This is also a twin flame infinity symbol, and emotions, and then the world around you. Very powerful. That came from all the nurturing you've done of yourself. In your earthly plane, see how she's kind of like a tree. She's rooted in the truth. And she's got the abundance in the harvest there. So you're going to be preparing to harvest in this coming week. The weekend energy update is really saying that they want to... So change is part of life. It is the very thing that we're afraid of, and it's the very thing that we resist. I was asked this week to do a video on how I moved So I'm going to pray over that, and maybe I'll do that this afternoon on a live. How I moved. I moved in divine guidance. I moved in the energy of the Spirit. I prayed, and when the fears came to me, which is what this is, when the fears came to me, I wrote each one of those thoughts out. See how the circle of thoughts is surrounding, and you're just feeling trapped and hopeless? But what would my daughter say? What about the work that I'm engaged in here? What about, where I'm going to live? What about my animals? What about getting rid of all my stuff? What do I sell? What do I keep? And what about, breaking the lease? And what about my car? And I put all those questions down in my notebook. And then slowly and steadily, I was able to check them all off. So I wasn't paralyzed. Initially, I was paralyzed in this. When this energy came toward me, initially I was paralyzed, but then I just went into meditation. I used this stone for guidance when I said, I just can't do this anymore. This is a titanium quartz. It reminds me of a castle, and that's why I was drawn to it when I bought it at the local crystal store. And then it has all the colors of the rainbow in here, so I was very drawn to this crystal. So I meditated with this on my forehead, asking God for help. Maybe I'll even pull that journal for my notes when I do the video, which I'm really excited about now. All right, so that's it. So thank you for Awake Now for asking me how I did that, because that's how I did it. I just prayed, and all the fears slowly subsided. So it didn't burst my bubble. I was excited. My daughter was like, go for it, Mom. You've been unhappy here for a long time. Now, a year prior, I had had a reading done by another twin flame reader. And she said, you're going to be leaving and moving south. There's nothing left for you where you are. And I started working this job, and I was like, okay, well, let's see what happens with that. And it was in a rehab, and when in New York, they have kind of banned talking about God in the rehabs, because there was a lawsuit about, like the separation of church and state. Anyway, if you talk about God, you can be fired. They can be fined. So that was off the table, which is probably why I do God-conscious twin flames, which is why I have God-conscious energy and coaching, which is why I moved south, which is, kind of part of the Bible Belt. But this is definitely not as restricted as I kind of thought it would be, because that's what I was afraid of, that, I was moving south, and, Southerners can be really, strict with the Bible. I didn't find any of that. My thoughts were working against me, so I was taught how to let my thoughts work for me, and that's what you're going to be taught this weekend, Divine Feminine. How to allow your thoughts to work for you rather than against you. And then as you're doing that, you're going to see manifestations. You're going to start to see how everything comes together. You're going to start to feel what it feels like to just be in, that's where you're going to have that aha moment. Like, wow, I thought that way the whole time, but I really didn't have to think that way. You're going to be like, wow, I don't need to be so afraid. You're going to see how when you put together all the positive thoughts, they're just going to spin the way the divine wants it. If it needs to be tweaked, like I thought I was supposed to leave on a specific day, and I was really focused on trying to leave on, I don't remember the date now, it's probably in my notebook. And that was one of the questions. When do I leave? What date do I leave? And I was also worried about weather, and whether or not I was going to come against some weather patterns, because I left the end of January, and in the north we have snowstorms. But everything was clear and smooth sailing. And it was so funny, when I landed in Virginia, it was beautiful. It was a little chilly, but the next morning I woke up to snow, and it was a light dusting of snow. And it was almost like perfect timing for me to be on my way. Yeah, so wherever you're, if you have an altar in your home, make sure you clear it, sage it. Maybe it's your room, maybe you have a special room in your house that you use for meditation. So with this full moon, clear it out. I was showing off in my last video, this promotes, this is a, oh gosh, this is amethyst, had a moment, and this is just really good energy to keep around you. So I would encourage you to get amethyst and put it maybe near your bed, in the kitchen, near your coffee pot, so that you can always remember to stay in the positive. It promotes good feeling. I showcase my rose quartz quite regularly. I'm not going to move it now because I have my heart standing in the middle of it. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll zoom in to it. My angel, see? My, I don't remember what that is, but I use that one to meditate, and I put it on my heart, and it's shaped like a heart. Take some light off of it. Yeah, you can probably see it more clearly now. See, it's shaped like a heart, so I keep that with my angel. I forgot what this is, but I love this too. My little egg. Look at how pretty. So I am attracted to stones that raise my vibration, that make me feel positive. Somebody else can put this up. I don't remember the names of all my stones, but they really help me. This is a druzy quartz that I also enjoy. Just makes me feel positive. You can meditate with these. You can use them for your chakras. It's just, I don't know, they just kind of relax me, bring me into a state of peace. I surround my cards with it. Of course, I use my selenite wand. This I use to meditate. It's the root chakra. It's a ruby stone. Yeah. Here's another one. If I could remember the name of this. I'm drawn to rough cut crystals, though I do have some of the polished crystals here. I have a garnet right there. Okay, so that's garnet. I'm going to pull that back now. So keep all this in your altar. Sorry, coming back out so that you can see the spread. Keep these stones in your altar, around your bed, around you. Here's a clear quartz crystal, which I love. And then I have a very large piece of selenite over here. Anything that makes you feel positive and hopeful. And I'm attracted to all sorts of stones. So maybe one video will be on just stones. This is a matrix clear quartz, and see how it has that pink in it? So I really love that. I'm going to just pull that out. You see all the colors, just the sparkle in it. Kind of a geode, because you can see the underneath. I like the natural look of stones more than I like those tumbled stones. And then here, I use this very large piece of selenite to charge my stones, to clear them. So, oh, she didn't want to be picked up, as you can see. Oh, we won't do that again. Okay, so now you got to know my crystals. I would love to know what you use to help clear. So you want to use crystals to help you in your environment, to create clear thinking, and it helps to kind of see the illusions more clearly, so that you're living in peace and just enjoying every moment and being in the beingness, as opposed to stuck in how do I put it? It's supposed to be in stuck, period. Okay. So overall, you have a really good spread here. I would like, they told me I'm going to pull a Kuan Yin for you guys today, and hopefully that'll be helpful to you. I keep roses on here. I have my angel. So just create a space where when you go in, you could just like decompress and get clear and journal and just, what else do you want? Here's a smoky quartz that I just picked out, which I also love. Intuition. I'm very focused on intuition. Very focused on keeping my intuition clear. And just guided. Just guided. So whatever you're guided to, if you have a crystal store nearby, I encourage you to stop in. If there's something specific you want help with, just ask them, and they just love to be of assistance. That's why they're there. You don't have to go in. I used to think I'd have to go in and think I knew something. No. Just go in, be you, and just say I need to learn a few things. I want to learn how to use crystals to meditate or to manifest or to help me get through some blockages. Maybe you're having a heart chakra blockage. Maybe you need them for all of your chakras. Just whatever calls to you. This stone called to me last week, and I was very attracted to a lot of pink last week, and so that came to me. Any clarity that you have, particularly as it relates to this Swords energy, any advice? You don't have to be afraid that you're doing it wrong either, they just said. You can't do any wrong. Just come from the heart with love. You really can't do any wrong. What are you telling us about that? Yeah, the Hanging Man. So that's this kind of same, you can do this and this together, but without the fear. This is fear-based thoughts. They're going to give you some guidance. You got the Eight of Wands, swift moving energy coming in your direction to help you move through this. You get that a lot. Yeah. Nine of Cups. They want you to celebrate. Because there's nothing to be afraid of. Absolutely nothing to be afraid of, Divine Feminines. So, I'm going to just do the, create a space. I'm going to read from, let me see if I have my book. There it is. Kuan Yin. Let's see what advice she has for you, Divine Feminines, for this day, for this weekend. Get this out of the way. What advice, guidance for the Divine Feminine? Prayer, meditation that you have for her. Thank you. Thank you for being with us on this journey. Thank you for your love. And so it is. So don't forget to thank your angels and guides for the readings. If you want to donate, that's a great way to exchange energy and make a shift in your energetic field. There's links below. If you want to get a reading personally, you can go to the website www.godconscious1111.org, or you can do it on the Facebook page. There's links below for that. And so give and receive. Great exchange of energy. I want to thank all those, I forgot to do that earlier, that have donated to this channel to keep it up and running. It is so appreciated. I do this because there are many that cannot afford to get their own readings and just want to kind of just keep getting information. But you'll notice a shift when you do donations. I noticed a shift when I did donations. And I started to engage the readers in my life. They gave me good information. I stayed with it. I kept it in my journal. And it helped me clear blocks. Helped me stay motivated. Okay. So, Kuan Yin, Orchid Priestess of Destiny. Look at how beautiful is she. I don't know if you can see that. Orchid Priestess of Destiny. Okay. So let's see what that says. That's 21. 21. And then if you add them, that's 3. The divine, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Trinity. Okay. The Orchid Priestess of your highest spiritual destiny calls to you now, beloved. She calls you to your purpose, path, and soul passion. You are called to rise again and again, to live up into your potential with all its uniqueness and beauty. She will call you always with her sweet flute playing deep in your heart, blossoms of orchid and chrysanthemum falling from her feet, stirring your heart to quest for your truest soul passion. You may have felt different to those around you at different times in your life. This is meant to be, beloved one. You cannot be a pioneer of different consciousness on this planet if you feel completely comfortable in the consciousness that already exists around you. Do you know that this was chosen on purpose so you could be on purpose? Your soul chose to be of service by not fitting in, so that it would remember through things not feeling right that it was meant to help correct and heal the consciousness on our planet, starting with the self. Once the self was able to correct and align the consciousness within so that it matched the love and peace that existed deep in the heart, it would be easier to help others do the same, even if just by inspiration. This is where the Orchid Priestess of Destiny, beloved Kuan Yin, in her devotion to your highest spiritual attainment, calls you forward now. Yes, beloved, your divine destiny is calling you. That means it is time to unplug from mass consciousness at a deeper level than ever before. To really let go of the beliefs and thought forms that do not serve your highest destiny, no matter how unchallengeable they may seem to be. See, they're talking about this. Okay, thank you, Kuan Yin. It is time to revise anything inside of you that would hold you back from owning your spiritual power and moving ahead in your divine destiny. It is your own destiny that calls you forward to do this, beloved. Do not fear. It is just you waiting to meet you in all your spiritual beauty and strength. Embrace the changes, and soon you will enjoy the spiritual reunion at a higher turn of the spiral of your own passionate life of spiritual purpose. The flute and blossoms of the Orchid Priestess help you in this process now. Healing with the Orchid Priestess of Divine Destiny. Imagine that you are standing in the center of a spiral that extends above and below you, with a softly lit, glowing goddess, Kuan Yin, beside you. Blossoms of flowers fall around her. Orchid motifs are embroidered on her clothing, and she plays a melody on a soft flute straight into your heart. As you look down, you can observe where you have been vibrationally and how much you have grown spiritually over the months and years. Well done. You look above and not only sense where you're going, but also feel the pull in your heart to help you get there. As you listen to Kuan Yin playing her flute into your heart chakra, you find that you are able to rise easily, your heart expanding as you ascend to the next rung of this spiral. Say thank you, Kuan Yin, Orchid Priestess of Divine Destiny, for your unconditionally loving assistance to help me step into the next phase of my divine destiny now. I embrace it with all my heart, so be it. Om Mani Padme Hum. Feel yourself on the level of the spiral and take a few deep breaths there. Hearing the flute of the Orchid Priestess as if it were now playing within your own heart center and becoming more comfortable in this new turn of your spiritual spiral. Be aware of that feeling in your heart flowing down both sides of your body into your hips, legs, and feet, and up from the heart to your chest, shoulders and arms, neck and head. Bring your awareness back to your heart, and when you are ready, just open your eyes. And then there's a prayer to the Orchid Priestess of Destiny. My destiny is in my own heart, and you guide me deeper within myself, beloved Orchid Priestess. So I cannot miss out on anything that is divinely ordained for me. It will always find me at peace in my heart. I now receive that which is guiding me in unconditional love into the fullness and expression of my own divine being. Om Mani Padme Hum. Well, Divine Feminines, I pray that you got your answers for this weekend. You have so much to look forward to. You are the Queen of Cups in emotional stability. You chose that. You chose this path, whether you remember it or not, to be with the divine in all its glory and in all its manifestations. As the magician, you will manifest all that which is divinely destined for you. And so it is. Blessings of love to you guys, and I will see you next time